Right, for all you guys tuning in, it is Vertigo Crimson versus Gankstars Polaris. Now, you may be asking, wait, Vertigo Crimson? So there were definitely was some scheduling issues with Vertigo Black that we we unfortunately had to pull in our B team. But Vertigo Crimson is actually a good team. These two teams are not, they're not in the same bracket, which is also a nice thing. So although it's going to be fun to get Vertigo Polaris out here, I think that they can appreciate the fact that, we're going against teams in different brackets. So that way, you're not going to really have to show your true cards or anything like that, which is definitely really nice. So awesome to have you guys. Thanks everybody. Thanks for spamming Vertigo TV in the chat. We are going to start off though with some Vertigo news. I need to get like a sound for Vertigo news. And I just realized, no audio for Bree, man. Sorry, man. I gotta have you introduce yourself again.
Okay, you ready now?
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Hey, it's Berman here. I am stoked to be here tonight to see Vertigo versus Gankstars. I also was providing a little bit of news noise there. So now you can go into the news.
And we have the 9 o'clock hour news now. I'm kidding. Basically, some cool news about Vertigo. The VGL brackets came out, and both their teams are in. We don't have news about the EU bracket. Vertigo does have an EU team, Vertigo Onyx. But for the North America teams we have, Vertigo Crimson is in. They are ranked 6th seed in the Adagio bracket. That's a hell of a bracket. It's got HH Force. It's got Nemesis Hydra. It's got Liberation X. It's got a lot of good teams. So really, really awesome competition. Hopefully we can meet those teams. We'll see. We got to get through a lot of teams to get there. And every team is really good in this VGL. It's interesting. They changed the ranking scheme. Last time they did a 1 through 128. This time they did 1 through 16 for each region. Why do you think they did this?
That's a really good question. I think it probably gave an opportunity to spread the talent around a little bit more, create some more interesting matchups, especially in the early parts of the league, because they want to see these big teams battling it out at all stages, and they want to see what talent everybody can bring. It's probably my best guess.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it too is to also not make someone feel bad about being ranked 128 or whatever the lowest rank is. So this is like a way to say, hey, you're 16. But 16 out of 4 16s or whatever that is. So really, really exciting. And then Vertigo Black is in the is it Reem? Is it I forget the name of the new hero. I think it's Reem. Rhyme. Rhyme. They are ranked number 2 actually in the Rhyme bracket. Very, very, very exciting bracket. You've got actually Gankstars Polaris is in that bracket. You've got a bunch of other really good teams, including Ardent Alliance. So you got going against, or the idea of trying to go against Ardent Alliance is just unfathomable. They are an absolute powerhouse of a team. There's just really no competition up there with that level of play. They are incredible. So that's really, really exciting. Happy to present that news for you guys. And also, we do have a winner for the Vertigo hoodie. We've got the Vertigo hoodie, but we're not going to announce it till at the end of the stream. So you guys are going to have to sit around and wait for the next hour.
Ardent, obviously a fantastic team, and but I think the talent has been growing so quickly in the Vainglory community that I don't feel like anything is a given. There's no New York Yankees for 10 years dominating the league. I don't think that's going to happen in Vainglory right now. People are constantly rising to the top.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, and actually someone mentioned in the chat that also Synergy Quantum is in the Vertigo Black bracket. And just so you guys know, Synergy Quantum actually beat Vertigo here on stream 2 Sundays ago. So that's going to be very, very exciting to see. Now, Vertigo did beat 1 in the first game, but lost the second 2 and the blind pick game. So that's a very hard bracket for them. If they can get past Synergy Quantum, they're looking pretty good. But that's the team they've got to beat. They got to learn how to beat because they didn't beat them the first time. So just want to make a big shout out to Synergy Quantum. Very, very good organization. Very, very strong team. So really excited again as well to see them go up against them. So we're still waiting for the last player of Gankstars Polaris. Actually, it's Coeds. It's the player we all want to see how he does on this new team. He was on Nemesis Hydra. That's a fascinating backstory. Coed's doing a phenomenal job all the way up to the last 2 games. Even in the last games, always playing very good. Leaving Nemesis to go to Gankstars.
That's big. Gankstars, it could have been a pull on their side. They set up Gankstars Galaxy. It looks like they're going for a monopoly in the Vainglory world. And I welcome our Gankstars overlord if that's what's going to happen. But this could be big for him.
Yeah, and we just want some quick rules. This is going to be very big for him. As we get ready to start, though, these VGLs and we get into it, again, just to rehash, at the end of the stream, we will announce the winner of the Vertigo hoodie. We had a contest, guys, that if you had gone to the banned application chat, which is our sponsor, you'd gone there and voted on a poll, you would have been automatically entered to win a free Vertigo hoodie. So that is closed, though. It's done. We'll be announcing the winner at the end of the stream. So if you guys had participated in there, you got to stick around because somebody maybe in this channel right now, maybe he's not in this channel right now, maybe Shear's not in this channel right now, they will be the winner of this amazing Vertigo hoodie, completely paid for, shipped to your house, no questions asked. So, who is co-eds? That is a hell of a question, Slow Dead. You troll. So anyways, we're going to be talking about a quick few rules with the competition. We are going to be doing the VGL band and draft pick system. So just like you see in VGL's third game is blind pick. It is the best out of 3. There's just one small little rule. We're asking the teams not to play with Lifebook and Serpent Mask on Blackfeather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got that nasty bug right now where he can get 4 times the amount of heal off a recently killed lane minion that he last hit. It's very I'm surprised somebody actually figured out that was something that could happen. But props to them, I guess, and we get that bug out of the game when they do fix it. It's nice that they fixed it for VIPL, and we'll probably get our fix, with patch 113.
Absolutely. So still waiting a little bit longer for co-eds. Oh, he is here. He is in the house, guys. Getting him in, and we're going to be starting the ban process in just a second. So you just hold on to your shirts and hoodies there. Don't get all crazy as we move into the ban process in just a little bit. Just want to take a few seconds to mention our incredible sponsor who makes this channel possible, the Band app. If you guys haven't experienced it or don't have it downloaded, go and download the Band application on the Android Play and iOS App Store. And go and find out all these incredible organizations, teams, and guilds. They all have these open communities that you can access with the Band app and go and meet these players. Vertigo's got one. You can actually go to the banner below this stream to go and access the Band Vertigo. If it doesn't work, though, just go ask one of the members in here in the app. I'll try to see. The links sometimes get a little hectic, but go in, search Vertigo, and you'll find our open community. And you'll be able to play, be able to meet and even play with some of the Vertigo members. It's an awesome place to hang. A lot of cool, and all the latest metas and stuff are discussed there. So if you guys want to know what the top elo players are talking about, join one of these competitive guilds, bands, and you'll find out a lot of cool stuff. See leaks when they happen, not leaks, but new releases when they happen, and meta builds.
That's a great way to learn, man. This is an open community. People are constantly talking and sharing information. So that's a fantastic way to improve at least your knowledge of the game, and that'll transfer to your skills.
All right, guys, we're going to start the band. And just want to say a shout out to Sphinx. Sphinx making this Gankstars match happen. Thank you so much. She's from Gankstars, and she's the lady that makes all the scheduling and planning events possible. So Gankstars, it will be going first. And so they're on the clock for their first ban. Let's get you guys to the ban window. All right, here we go. Just the quick little things as we start off. Gankstars is going to be blue team, or going to be the top team, starting off these best of 3 matches. The only thing is I don't have Kestrel as an option for selecting. So if any team bans or selects Kestrel, it will be blank. I will explain that. Fear not. All right, so what do you think, man? I mean, we're going into this. These are 2 teams that have never faced off. What do you think? What do you expect to see out of them?
Well, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how the draft plays out. If I was going in against a team that I've never faced off against before, I'd probably be looking to the heroes right now that are carrying games very handily, and that's probably Sky and Blackfeather. Even without his book, Blackfeather is a monster out there. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a Kestrel ban too. I think people are finally figuring out just how significant Kestrel can be in the fold.
Yeah, so really expecting a lot of interesting bans. We actually have the first ban, and this is a bit of a surprise. Gangstar bans Taka.
Wow. Taka. Not a bad call, though. Taka is he's a factor. You got to know how to play him right, and they obviously know something that they do not want to be facing with Taka.
Yeah, there's obviously something to their comp they don't want to deal with. And Vertigo actually bans Kestrel. Don't have Kestrel to show you, so it's not going to be on the list, but they do ban Kestrel. It looks like that's another pick, that a strong hero that I don't think Vertigo wants to have to go against.
And I don't blame him for that either. Both Taka and Kestrel are two characters that can burst you down very quickly, especially if they get the positioning they want on you. So maybe even a similar thought process coming from both teams here.
Yeah, definitely two type of heroes that can really alter a play style and really be fundamental to how a team will strategize. You know, Taka being a very, very, very specific type of play style in a team, and Kestrel, though, Kestrel's very, very strong. You know, we did see, actually, it was funny. We talked a lot actually last week, B-Man and I, about how Kestrel wasn't really OP. That may be slightly not true. She's definitely a very strong hero.
We saw some ridiculous snipes last week. And if you're watching VIPL, Kestrel is strong. That's all I'll say on that.
So the first pick coming out of Gankstars is actually Celeste.
I kind of thought this might happen based on what you were saying about Taka and how that could affect their comp. That's where my mind went was Celeste. She's someone who doesn't want you closing the distance on her so she can knock you down with those Heliogenesis.
So that is the first pick, and now you're going to have, coming out of Vertigo, Ringo Arden.
Not a bad call. Great. I love seeing Ringo and Arden and Ringo synergize really nicely together. Ringo's got plenty of movement, but he doesn't have a direct escape, so it's nice to have Arden around.
And coming out of Gankstars, they go for, this is a really fast draft, B-Man. They are going with Catherine Glaive. So very non-surprising meta picks here. Not looking at anything that you really see across the board. A lot of this could just be, this is, a friendly scrim, and they're not trying to show their true hands. So very, very cool to see a Celeste, Catherine Glaive. Those are strong heroes, definitely strong, just not your OP heroes. Really nice to see a steering away from that.
Yeah, you're right. It feels like kind of like good old home cooking as far as comps go. These are heroes that are effective and they're going to work well together. Glaive and Cath in the jungle together, they're both very tanky and they can brawl, which would work great with Celeste on the outside of the fight.
And Vertigo, with the very, very last pick, they pick Adagio.
So it looks like maybe I anticipate a jungle carry Adagio, possibly looking at a hyper carry situation where they're going to beef up their Ringo and keep them protected with the Arden and just have Ringo try and tear through the enemies.
So we're going to get you guys into the game right now. Ooh, a little bit loud there. Sorry about that. Going to bring that down just a tad. All right, guys. So with the game starting, you've got the picks right there. And we've got Gankstars on the blue side.
Yeah, so far everybody's kind of going, starting off their game pretty much how you'd expect. Catherine, Celeste with the co-eds, with the energy battery to keep that sustained in the lane. Ringo's got his weapon blade. Josh on Vertigo running Adagio. He's got his crystal bit, and Glaive is sporting a weapon blade, which sometimes you see a little bit of weapon speed on him early in the game, but weapon blade makes sense when he's got the tanky Catherine with him. That maybe they want to get the better of some early exchanges in the jungle.
Yeah, with Fred Boy going Ringo, you do see a lot of nice poke coming out of co-eds, trying to put the harass on. But now you see Vertigo rotating down right away. You may have a potential fight here, as you see Victrix Mortalis engaging with Josh and Fred Boy. All of them are down there. You see Adagio buff coming out early, but they're just nice disengage out of Gankstars. They know they don't want to fight this. Vertigo is a little bit strong with the Ringo Adagio comp. And kind of a surprise. A lot of people are saying, wait, Adagio? Yes, Josh on Adagio actually is a real thing.
Well, so far he looks very comfortable with it.
And there's the gank. Oh, Fred Boy having to go. Oh, gets ganked down. Then he's got the stun, the double stun, a triple stun really coming all out onto Josh. That was really hard. You see Victrix Mortalis trying to go after this very, very weak Glaive. And but Glaive very, very, very strong. Adagio sitting down there. Josh is not able to get the rotation up. He's going right for his backs. And now he's got to be careful because now he's got all three members sitting around him. And now we got a 3-on-3 fight.
We got a real brawl back and forth on our hands here.
This is unbelievable. Vertigo's actually going to get an ace here.
Ace for Vertigo, fantastic. I was about to count Josh out there. He had danger coming on all sides, but his partners backed him up at the last moment there, got him with the Vanguard, and kept him alive. Really nice exchange for the team.
Yeah, so Vertigo is going to go right into their jungle and start to farm very quickly. This is going to allow Fred Boy to try to get back up in the creep score. He was a little bit down for a second. Now he's back up 16-11, so he's beating Coeds in the lane just by a little bit, and Vertigo's able to finally get a little bit of dominance, and that helps him pull out with a slight gold lead, ever so slight, which is really what they need. You know, they've got a pretty farm-heavy comp here with an Adagio Crystal. That's going to be used to be buffing the Ringo a lot. You're going to basically see a buff the Ringo, and to do that, Josh has to get a lot of gold. He's got to build up a lot of heavy crystal items, and those are not cheap.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Victrix Mortalis has already gone for the Stormguard banner. He wants that extra pop so he can have the damage output while Josh tries to keep building up his Adagio there to get the damage for late game.
Yeah,
keep him ramped up.
You see a lot of damage coming out of Vertigo again. You see Coeds and Hoboni backing up. Good disengage. You know, Gankstars realizing that early game they're probably not very strong, and they got to be very, very careful. So they're doing a good job staying safe, just going around. They're going down to the shops, and this is going to allow Vertigo up in the lane to start putting some pressure on. Victrix Mortalis popping some flares, and Fred Boy trying to push the lane here.
You see a little bit of vision on behalf.
But nice poke coming out of Fred Boy. He almost gets him down, has to disengage. Catherine comes in, though, with the hard stun, damaging Victrix Mortalis and Fred Boy, taking a lot of damage. And now with Glaive coming in, pushing, after burning Fred Boy is almost going to go down. He does not. He lives.
Great move by Hoboni there. Hoboni, he ran right through Victrix Mortalis with the start of the afterburn. Oh, it looks like Josh is going to go down, and Exclair is going to go down on the other side.
Yeah, a lot of stuns coming out of Gankstars Polaris. They're just able to, once they cut you off and once they catch you, you're probably going to see a lot of reflex blocks coming out of Vertigo, because those stuns are in chain succession are just absolutely a nightmare.
That's a smart call, Dragon. I think you're absolutely right. We're going to see some reflex blocks very soon. They don't want to move towards the mid game without any sort of prevention against that.
Right, yeah. So Vertigo is still a lead in the gold just by a small margin. They're doing a pretty good job. I mean, the kills coming out of Gankstars of the last minute were very effective, but their farming is still being very smart. You see Josh prioritizing farming, even though he's losing some of the early game fights, except for that one ace. They're really just prioritizing the farm, and that's a really smart call, because like I said, Josh's build to help ensure that he can keep buffing Fred Boy is very expensive.
Yeah, he's building towards a alternating current right now, and once he gets that up, he can really start building the real meat and potatoes of his crystal build. But yeah, you're right. That's going to take a little bit of time. I think things are going to slow down a little bit here. Oh, Victrix Mortalis going for the gold mine steal.
Yeah, well, you see them going for it right away. And actually, Gankstars is heading up to the lane for a potential gank. What they don't realize is Vertigo's going to get the payout, and that's going to help with some jungle dominance.
About 140 gold on that, but they got the vision for the center, and that's great. There's scout traps all over the jungle now, so they have that extra little bit of addition there.
Oh, nice poke coming out of Coed. So now Gankstars, they're just going in. Again, the stuns are unbelievable, and they're able to take Victrix. He vanguards across the wall, saves him. So those stuns just not effective. And then Hellfire Brew comes in, putting a lot of early game damage on Coeds.
Fantastic Vanguard on behalf of Victrix Mortalis there. He kept himself in the game.
Yeah, so Vertigo able to fend off a pretty intense assault, but now they're all near a gold mine. Josh sees that. He's going in. You got Hoboni putting in a lot of damage. Nice Vanguard. Afterburn out of there. Victrix Mortalis just trying to pressure Gankstars. They need to exert some dominance, though. They've got the advantage here. Their advantage a little bit in gold, but it's just not enough to make a huge difference this early game, so they got to be very careful. And then you see Excelsior trying to steal the farm. They know how valuable it is to Vertigo. And Gankstars, seeing the jungle being all the way shifted on Vertigo side to the main, they're actually going right for the backs.
Yeah, Dragon, I don't think we're going to see a slowdown in Gankstars' aggression anytime soon. They know the game that they want to play here, and they're just going to keep pushing, and they're going to keep poking to try and get a kill here and there. But like you see, they're not really interested in this fight.
Yeah, but while they're fighting, you've got Fred Boy up in the lane, and he is being ruthless on this turret. So even though Vertigo's got gold mine, the gold advantage is so tight, and that's because the very, very impressive jungle clear and jungle steal coming out of... Whoa, what just happened? You see Victrix Mortalis jumping all the way across to the gold mine?
That was hacking. He flew across the gold mine. I don't even think he tried to vanguard. I think that might have been a little bit of lag there.
It had to have been lag. I'm not even sure how that was possible because that was unbelievable. He just Supermaned.
I did not see a target that he even could have selected, even for a blood for blood. So that.
Oh, Vertigo drops around the ball. They're going in, and now you're going to see the turret. Oh, it's coming down. Yeah, it's so close to coming down. They are going to have to disengage, so it does not fall, but the damage that's been exerted on the turret is basically almost even with what Vertigo did. So now it's a fairly even lane battle. Vertigo now pushing the lane. 3v3 in the lane right there. You see Gankstars. They don't want to give up this fight.
Well, a messy fight right now is going to result in a turret and probably the loss of the gold mine if Vertigo does this fight. But Vertigo is going to take it back with a very nice Versa judgment by Josh.
Yeah, really good. Victrix Mortalis does take a lot of the damage, but he does not fall. And now Vertigo is going to be able to put just a little bit. There's really nothing Gankstars can do. They run the risk of dying. You see Josh running in with the slow, trying to get, he takes the double proc. He does go down, but so does the turret. And I think that Vertigo really, really appreciates getting that turret. There's a missed Solar Storm by Coeds. So Vertigo does pick up the first turret. They're a little bit weak.
I do think Vertigo thought that they'd killed that turret, and they did, and they rushed after Coeds a bit too soon because it only needed one hit to go down, or they were expecting Victrix Mortalis to take it down behind them. But it did get an extra shot in on Josh, which I think played in his death there.
Yeah, Hoboni sticking, or Victrix Mortalis sticking around. Hoboni's trying to put damage, but a 3v1. This is never good. Even with Gold Mine, Victrix Mortalis realizes there's nothing he can do. He's trying to delay it. You've got the mini candy, but it's still going to go down. So Gankstars seeing the advantage. Vertigo was not together, and they were able to take that Gold Mine. Again, they're not necessarily leading when it comes with the turrets, but they've able to manage to stay in the gold, and it's dead even.
It really is. It's exactly 15-9 on either side. I think what Vertigo wants to do right now is at least protect that turret. Don't let them get the extra almost 1,000 gold from a turret fall at this point, because that'll swing back in their favor. Play it a little safe, farm up, and maybe they can grab the gold miner back in a few minutes here as it's getting a little fatter.
Yeah, not having that turret, though, is definitely going to hurt Gankstars in these lane fights right up here near around the gold mine. So Vertigo has a slight advantage here, but the gold lead is, it's small. It's definitely a little bit more now in favor of Vertigo after they cleared their back with that nice wave clear. See Vertigo bunching up in the lane. They got to be very careful. The poke damage coming out of Coeds is strong, and then the ability for Glaive to really disrupt. Those stuns are just going to be very difficult, but you see Vertigo doing a good job. You got some reflex. You got reflex blocks on Fred Boy. I expect to see a little bit more reflex block coming out of Vertigo here pretty soon.
Yeah, Fred Boy did pick it up, but Josh has already gone for the Shattered Glass. It looks like he's building up into maybe an Aegis because he's picked up a Light Shield to protect a little bit against that burst of Coeds.
Yeah, Hellfire Brew. Oh, the Gauntlet does come down, but down goes... Oh, and the Blood Song coming out. The ace from Gankstars. Absolutely a nightmare. You saw that Blood Song with full stacks coming out from Hoboni, and that's where you see Glaive really start to swing towards his mid-game spike.
Glaive has gone for a very bursty build. He got his Tension Bow, he got the Blazing Salvo for the extra damage, and he picked up the Infusion. He was ready for that Blood Song, and yes, it was the huge factor in that fight.
Yeah, the biggest thing was you saw Victrix Mortalis trying to place the gauntlets so that they could lock in and actually stun Gankstars, but Gankstars was able to respond and react just in time, not falling into the stun, so all three of them were locked in the gauntlets. That's not a fight that they really want. Vertigo really wanted to play. They really were hoping to get at least a few stuns so they could shut down Gankstars very, very quickly. So maybe a little bit off with the gauntlets. They didn't quite get with the position they want with the gold mine. Then 2 turrets down. Gankstars is slowly starting to take this game.
Yeah, that was a pretty significant fight. They're up to about 3,000 now, and Hoboni's got his breaking point. They're going to poke a little bit here, messing around in the tri-bush. Hoboni's coming out, putting a little bit of damage on Victrix Mortalis. Josh has got Coeds to worry about.
Oh, but you see the impressive Fred Boy doing such a strong job. He's trying to get the poke onto Coeds. Coeds is almost going down. Oh, so Fred Boy does go down, but it's Victrix Mortalis, and he takes him out. The buff coming out of Adagio is just unbelievable. And do they get the ace? They don't get the ace, and the gold mine is just so close to taking out Victrix. One more shot. It does disengage. Victrix wants that kill. He's not going to get it. Oh my goodness, it's unbelievable. Oh, he picks up a potion, comes in there, puts on the damage. One more. Oh, no, it procs the gold mine. Nice kill. Victrix does get the kill, but it's not an ace.
Great job by Victrix, but that would have been an ace if it wasn't for Goldmine. But he came to play, and he was ready to lay into them with his pickaxe there.
Yeah, really, really good job. He picked up the Storm Guard right before that fight, so he's doing a bunch of damage. And when he gets buffed by Adagio, he's actually pretty strong. And you saw him taking out Celeste. He was taking out a bunch. So even though he is the support, with that Adagio buff, he can really do a lot of damage.
Yeah, they were smart to. I think they were smart to take out Hoboni early in that because he still had the infusion and he's got the breaking point. You don't want him to sustain it all in a fight at this point. But it's kind of a tough decision right now because Coeds has also got the broken myth. Both of them are in an excellent spot that if the fight goes longer, they're going to win it. But Fred Boy has got that burst with the double Sorrow Blades too. So I think fights are going to be quick if Vertigo can keep the drop on Gankstars.
Absolutely, yeah, man. B-Man, you see Gankstars, they're just hanging in the jungle. They're waiting for the payout. They don't want to risk a team fight because if they were to lose it, that would mean they could lose the payout. They're almost there to payout in about 2 seconds. Once that happens, I think Gankstars is going to shut up and then they're going to engage. This is something Vertigo's got to be careful. They've got to know that with those infusions, you see them just both being popped out right now. This is going to allow, and you see him right going in. Coeds with the shot. The Hellfire Brew is coming out with no turret to back him up though. And the gauntlet comes out. Again, another mistake by Victrix Mortalis. He's not able. He does do his Atlas Pauldron. Oh, my goodness. But can Gankstars come on top? They're not going to come on top. Hoboni's still alive. And so weak. Hoboni and Coeds are almost dead. You see Josh trying to get the kill. But the stuns from Catherine. Oh, and he goes down thanks to Coeds' Heliogenesis.
That was a 610 damage Heliogenesis. That was huge. It wasn't, the Victrix Mortalis jumped the gun a little bit with that gauntlet there, but Fred Boy had good positioning. He was getting a lot of damage on Coeds there, but then he tried to commit for the kill, and that's when he got caught by Hoboni.
So Gankstars is going to get this third turret. You're probably going to see them poke a little bit. They're not sure if they want to stay. All of Vertigo is here now, so they are going to disengage. The turret battle, though, is desperately affecting Vertigo's gameplay. They now have only one turret left. They've got to be extremely cautious.
They're down about 3,500 gold, which is getting kind of on the side of significant here, but they're not out of the game. Especially with the gold bounties the way they are now, a couple of kills will even this up very quickly for them, or if they could push a turret, that'd be great too. But I think this is still a very winnable game for Vertigo.
Absolutely. All but Josh has a reflex block. You do see also a few reflex block and crucible on Team Gankstar. So everybody's aware of getting locked down. The biggest fear is the gauntlets and the Dagio stun. So it's not surprising to see a crucible and a reflex block on the side of Gankstars. But with Josh not having a reflex block, he runs the risk of getting pulled away from his team. He's got to stay around his team. His heal and his buff on Ringo are very, very strong, even if they get behind. He's already got Shatter Glass. He's got an infusion ready to pop if he needs it. So he's really close to a very, very strong build. Just waiting for that last defensive item. Probably finishing out his shield into an Aegis will really help Vertigo. So Vertigo actually they're thinking about the fight here. I have to imagine this is the fight Gankstars wants.
Yes, Dragon. I think we're going to see a push here. Going with the Hellfire Blue right off the bat, but Hoboni's going to back off on that.
Oh, but they finally get the good gauntlet that they want. They trap in. Coed's taking a lot of damage. Hoboni going down. You see the silence, so there's not much they can do for a couple seconds. The stun does keep Victrix, but the Solar Storm, but it's not enough. And you see with the buffs and heals coming out of Vertigo, they're going to be able to keep chasing, but the Coeds and Excelsior are still very, very strong, and the poke coming out Coeds, oh, he's going right in.
Great positioning by Fred Boy. He's staying on just the outside of Celestial Agents, but he's going to get pulled down here by Excelsior.
And Excelsior is going to go in. One more pitch. He doesn't go in. The ultimate coming out. Oh, and Coeds is going down.
Excelsior committed to that kill, and as a result, Coeds got pinned down.
Oh, and Excelsior taking Kraken damage. Definitely a good position, but now Victrix Mortalis is taking Kraken damage. I think they're going to go for Kraken here. They got to be careful, though. Glaive is coming in. Fred Boy is too weak.
Boney's in. He's going after Victrix Mortalis. If he can get him down, they're going to be in a different spot. Fredboy's still on the outside of the fight. He's going to try and pick down Haboni.
And he's doing a good job. Down goes Haboni. And now it says Excelsior. Can they get the ace? It's only... Oh, they're not going to get the ace because Coedge just came up.
I don't know if they're going to go back for Kraken again, but they only have Coeds to worry about. Now, Coeds is infused, does have the Eve and the Shattered Glass and the Broken Myth right now, but it's going to look at for a steal.
Oh, but the Solar Storm is way off base. Coeds has a lot of damage. If he can get his Broken Myth, he may either help Vertigo get the Kraken faster. He tries to go into stun. You see Vertigo going right for the kill, and they get the ace buff. This is absolutely huge. They're definitely going to give a Kraken now, and they're going to be pushing as fast as they can.
They're going to push really hard right now. Haboni's back up. Excelsior is almost back up. Fredboy was just stuttering his way to a kill there. With those double Sorrow Blades, he did not give Coeds enough time to build up stacks.
And this is where Adagio is absolutely a nightmare. And look at the wave of creeps coming in there. You have to imagine they're all buff creeps. That turret's going to come down even before Kraken gets there. They trap Excelsior. They're rushing in. There you see the Hellfire Brew coming into Haboni. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Does he get there? He blocks it. But
they're pushing into the base now. The minions are still very strong, but Coeds is going to tear those guys down pretty quick. But Kraken, he's got 5-6 of his health, I think.
Yeah, so Vertigo going right for the turret. They're going to definitely level the turret kill. Can they keep buffing? And Haboni almost going down. They do miss the ultimate. Haboni Afterbird gets out there. Josh almost down. Almost gets destroyed by the Solar Storm, but they're still there. The buffs coming out of Adagio Heal are so strong. They keep poking, and you're going to see Excelsior almost going down. Vertigo is going for the Vein Crystal. B-Man, this is insane.
Right. Oh, man. People's lives are going up and down like you're watching a stereo play right now. It's incredible.
And Vertigo Crimson takes the first game. Oh, my goodness.
Great game. Great game by both teams. That was really spectacular play.
Oh man, you're breaking up a little bit, B-Man.
Both Fredboy and Victor
There you go.
sustained it. Victor still had it. Oh no. Do I sound better now?
Lil, yeah, you're not breaking up as bad.
Okay.
So, oh my goodness, unbelievable play. Really, really, really.